the whatever the dude's name was says, "Oh, that's a perfectly easy to explain reason. You see, boop, boop, Rangers, there's danger. Go."
Yeah,
I thought that was
great.
brilliant.
Yeah, love it.
Paul, will you pray over us real quick?
All right. Welcome to the stream. We're going to pray.
Yes.
Father God, thank you so much for today. And may you be blessed by our words and the people be encouraged who are watching and listening. And I pray against any technical difficulties and bring wisdom and knowledge to mind if there are. And may you receive all the glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Double check that we are recording. Yes.
The DAR is going.
Yeah, the DAR is going also. Oh, and the stream goes, well, thank you, Ashley. Hello, Baba. Yes, you're first. Congratulations.
Yeah, you beat Ashley. Good job, Bobo.
Do you have the Capcom sound queued up?
I can. Hold on. Let me.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just so you all know, let me do 5 seconds of silence before I forget. So
why does it say offline on Twitch, but the chat is going?
I don't know. Have you refreshed?
I didn't. Twitch just fine.
I didn't get a alert that you went live. Let me see.
I did, but there's no video to watch.
Really, I'm watching it right now.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
refresh 3 times, and there's still nothing. Oh, now it's there.
Weird.
All right. Yeah.
So
what were you saying?
All of us, don't mute your mics or anything like that. I'm going to take 5 seconds of just sort of floor noise, ambient floor noise, so I can remove that after remove that in post. So we're going to start that now.
Wait for it.
Now. Hold on a little bit longer because Ashley was clicking and I try and get rid of that. Okay, thank you.
Very good.
Oh my gosh, Paul. All right. So for this opening skit, this is the part of the game where Vile captures Mega Man X right in the beginning. We're changing the dialogue a little bit. I'm going to be Vile and then X, and then Paul is going to be 0. I am going to add, hey, Geek Devotions, I am going to add the music and more sound effects later. I have the initial blaster, but after that, it's just going to be quiet. But try, for me and Paul, just try, let's be like sort of deliberate. Let's give like space between us so I have places to move and adjust to best work with the.
Don't worry, folks. It'll be better in the final cut.
Exactly. It'll be fantastic. Have you heard Super Mario Kart with all the engine rev? Wait. Well, it sounded like a crowd. Yeah. So there. It's going to be just like that. Amazing. But yes,
you like discipline.
Powers.com. Mega Man SFX. Exactly. All right. So let me turn on my doubler thing. And now I'm the robot Vile.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, Paul.
Oh. Sorry. I was on Arnold again. Ready?
Oh, let me ask. Thumbs up if you're all ready to go and with the actual podcast.
Thumbs up.
Okay, awesome.
Love it.
Go ahead, Paul.
You worthless podcaster. Did you think you could defeat me, let alone Mecha Jared?
I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him.
F. You shouldn't have expected. Sorry, that's not what you meant, right?
Let me do mine again too, because
right.
he's not there on the ground. I'm thinking like Zero being dead, but that's not this scene. So let me try.
Right,
it's more like despondent. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him.
Someone cooking something?
My wife.
Oh, okay. F. you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He is designed to be a speedrunner. Remember, you have not reached full power yet. If you use all your abilities, you were designed. I don't know. What is the motivation behind here? Is this the right, like...
I feel like you're dubbing Japanese.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
what I was going for.
Okay. Then go with that. Just do that.
You should
That's
be able
perfect.
to captain another review, eh?
Hey, Dale.
Or do you want me to...
I like that. I like that energy.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that. And
All right.
if you can get all the way through it like that, we'll go
I'll
with it.
try. There's a whole paragraph here.
But let me do mine then again in that same sort of vein. Okay.
I guess you're not powerful enough to defeat him, huh?
Okay. I said I was going to do it, but yes, exactly.
No, go for
I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him all.
it. Defeat them all. You need a little
Defeat
break
him.
there.
Oh.
There you go. Sorry, you wanted breaks in between.
That's fine.
Was that enough? Right.
I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. Oh.
F, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He is designed to be... F, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He is designed to be a speedrunner. Remember, you have not reached your full power yet. If you use all your abilities, you were I'm going to have to break this up. Is that all right?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
All right.
I can put it all back together.
If you use all your abilities you were designed with, you should be able to captain another review of this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Thunder Road 3 now online. How can I help you travel through movie space-time today? Course entered. Mega Man X, 1993. Is this correct? Course set. Rewinding in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners, to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I'm your captain of the former pod, now the TR3, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your XO and mine, Paul, the Maverick Hunter, PaulJPowers.com, Powers.
Mega high. Does anyone get that? Because every time we review a Mega Man game, I say that. It's from Captain N, the Game Master.
Oh.
Mega Man comes in, he comes in and says Mega High.
When are we
I
going
haven't
to
seen
cover
that
Mega
forever.
Man? When are we going to cover Captain N, Paul?
You mean that's not what we're covering today?
Dang it. A preemptive. Oh, we're covering Mega Man from Captain N. Anyways, thanks.
By the way, Francisco, do you know you're streaming at 1440p?
That's great. It doesn't matter. I'm not worried about it right now. Thank you, though. Maybe that's why I was having an issue for you, Paul. No, I didn't know that.
You have an issue with me? Now you bring it up. Okay, let's do this in front of everybody. Come on, bring it out. Let's do therapy.
The issue you were having before, when it wasn't working for you on the stream. Oh, yeah, it does say output scale to 256 by 1440. Oh, okay. I'm not sure why I'm outputting to that.
What?
So you said, sorry, we're doing a little housekeeping here at the beginning. You said that's why you couldn't watch Book the other day. Am I misremembering that?
That's why I can't watch right now. So
Don't. Is it because it's a data thing?
I think Twitch caps at 1080p.
For mobile?
I guess
Possibly.
if you guys are seeing it on desktop, then I guess it should be fine. But
Possibly. Yeah,
okay. And you can't choose a lower resolution? I forget sometimes.
No,
do that.
I can actually tell you how you can do that, but at a later time.
Okay, cool. I don't know. Are you watching on mobile, Geek Devotions? How would I know
I
that?
think he's saying, what? I'm watching on mobile, and I can see you, but maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't have T-Mobile.
Oh.
Yeah. Is your data being throttled?
Okay, let's continue with the show now, guys. Where am I? I have no idea now.
You introduced me.
Okay, thank you. We also welcome aboard for the first time speedrunner and Twitch streamer at the Book of Gaming, Charlie Pedroza. Jeez, I should have practiced your name. Is it Pedroza, or am I totally getting that wrong?
Got it. First try.
Charlie, first try. How are you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing very well. I know it could be said, and it's cliche, but I am very honored. Ever since you've asked me, had a joy of the Lord in my heart,
Aw.
and the hours went by very slowly today till now. So I'm very honored to
Aw.
be here.
So glad you're here, Charlie. Yeah, it's so awesome to have you
I'm
here
very
for the
happy
first
to
time.
be here.
You've been on my mind to be in past game episodes, but it finally clicked. So I'm glad it all worked out now. And in addition to Charlie, we welcome back aboard our tactics officer of the pod, or former pod, Kitos Ruiz. Hey, Kitos.
Hey guys, glad to be back.
Glad.
So is he not our official
it.
game correspondent anymore?
He is. I just don't usually include that. Would you
Okay.
like me to include that, Kitos?
I thought maybe Charlie was taking over or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
let's go like
Okay.
let's Slayer of Dragons and add all these titles to my name.
All right.
Yeah.
In addition, we're glad to have back aboard Slayer Dragons, Protector of the People, Wolfsbane, Dragon's Dogma, Tactics Officer, Kitos Ruiz.
You forgot game correspondent.
Dang!
Yeah, the whole title.
But it's
And
great
game
to have you back.
correspondent. Okay, let's continue though, guys. But glad you're here, Kitos. Hopefully you're doing well.
I am. Thank you.
Awesome. And now that you have a not so quick flyby of who we are, Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for Mega Man X?
Sure thing. Mega Man 10 came out on March 1st, 2020 for the PlayStation 3, Wii, and Xbox 360. It
Paul,
was developed by NT.
Paul,
Yo,
I know it can be confusing, but it's not the Roman numeral 10. This is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. X marks the spot. X.
X is 10. Mega Man X is Mega Man 10, isn't
Okay.
it?
Sure, but there's also a Mega Man X.
I'm sorry, what?
Look up in 1993 for a game called Mega Man X, just the letter
Hold on.
X.
Looking at the Super Nintendo game?
Yes.
Oh,
That could have been brought to my attention yesterday.
my God.
fine. Go back, replay. All right, that was a thing. All right, Mega Man X was released December 17th, 1993 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. That one?
Mhm. Yes, thank you.
Oh, good. I don't have to play another Mega Man game like soccer or something. Okay. The average runtime is about 3.5 hours to beat. What? Not for me. Anyway, it was rated E. It was produced by Tokuro Fujiwara and programmers. Why are we listing all these programmers? Kaiji
Would you like me to
Kobori,
give it a shot, Paul?
Koicho Churio Nakamura with art. Even the artists Kaiji Inafune, Hayato Kaji, Kazunori Tazaki, and Tatsuya Yoshikawa. You think I'd be used to these names by now? And music was composed by, here we go, Setsuo Yamamoto, Makoto Tamazawa, Yuki Aiwa, Yoko Takahara, Toshihiko Hoyama. Send all your complaints to retrorewindpodcast.com.
Indeed. Well,
Are you ready for the box office trivia?
I am ready. Charlie and Kitos, are you guys ready?
Ready?
My body is ready.
Fantastic. And everyone in chat, Dale, Geek Devotions, Sean, Ashley, Baba, you're all welcome to join in as well. Go for it, Paul.
All right. Mega Man X was made for an unknown amount of money, thanks
Okay.
Capcom. But the game did sell over 1 million units.
Ooh. That seems good.
Yeah. Well, do you know how many Super Nintendo games were ever created?
Oh, like the library for the SNES?
Yeah.
I think it's in the like 500s.
No. That in North America alone, it was over 700, but
Oh, okay.
1,757.
Oh, okay.
But only 54 of those ever sold more than 1 million units.
Really?
And Mega Man
Wow.
X did.
Okay.
So, out of the best-selling Super Nintendo Entertainment System games of all time, how high in these ranks do you think it was? So, out of the top 54,
Where was it?
pick-
In
yeah.
between 1 and 54. Okay.
Between 1 and 54.
Charlie, what is your guess?
I'm gonna say 10.
10. Kitos, how about you?
I'm gonna say 4.
4. Okay. In chat, we have Geek Devotion says 42. Fair. Dale says 25. Bobo says 7. Hello, Gamers Look. 11. Ashley guesses 22. So we're lots of numbers here. I'm going to go with my lucky number 13. It's going to be my guess. Paul, where did it actually end up?
Well, since Geek Devotions took Bobo's answer, he actually won this time with 45.
Oh,
Nice.
really? Okay, 45. I'm surprised it wasn't higher, but okay.
Yeah.
That's still a great. If there's only 54 games that made that million copy list, that's fantastic. But okay, very cool. Thank you for those factoids, Paul. Congratulations, Geek Devotions, and and let's see if any of those factoids, though, factor into our memory mind meld or subsequent roundtable discussion, which we'll get into once Travis has located our target game.
Alert. Alert. Target located. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
Danger. Danger.
もう一人のヒーローロックマン X スーパーファミコンで新登場君はまだ X を知らないカプコン
I mean, obviously that Japanese commercial brings back all sorts of memories, doesn't it, guys?
Totally for me. Yeah, messing up those names, maybe.
Nani?
Nani? But okay, maybe we don't remember so much from that commercial, but let's see what memories we collectively had of Mega Man X in our memory mind meld synopsis. For the story, Dr. Wily is causing havoc again. So Dr. Light created Mega Man X to be a robot that can think for himself, but it would take a long time for him to be finished being programmed, so Dr. Light left him in a capsule. Many years later, he was unlocked by Dr. Kane, and many robots were built like him, but not given the time to program properly, so they turned against humanity, and X has to defeat them. For the mechanics, you played a Mega Man game before, right? It's the same amazing 2D side-scroller platformer where you absorb the boss's power, dash, and climb up walls. Even Hadouken from Street Fighter. Hadouken! For the multiplayer, just single player, but definitely spent a bunch of time watching my brothers play it, or them hanging out while I played, or handing them the controls to play when your right hand was strained from its claw formation to dash and shoot at the same time. But multiplayer? Ha, you wish. What do you think this is, Contra? Whoa, wait a minute. Someone get Capcom on the phone. Honestly, that all sounds exactly right. I cannot think of a deception in the bunch. So
Except Dr. Wily wasn't causing
oh,
havoc.
yeah, that's Sigma this time. Good point. So obviously all our memories were just a little bit of leaven spoils the whole bread or something like that. Regardless of how flawed our memories were, what rating did they lead you to predict before you replayed this game? Classic, nostalgic, or tragic? Charlie, what was your prediction before you replayed it?
Classic.
Classic. Kitos, what was your prediction?
Classic.
Classic as well. Paul, how about you?
I think my brother had this game back in the day when it first came out, and I played it then. Not really any desire to go back and play it, but I don't remember any that much negative about it, so I put right there in the middle, nostalgic.
Nostalgic. And for me, definitely classic was my recollection. So it'll be interesting to see if those predictions pan out. But first, let's get into things we liked most about Mega Man X. Travis, spin up our
Best bits.
And let's start with Charlie. What's one thing you liked about...
That was the character select. We moved to Charlie.
Oh, yes. Good point. I like it. What was one thing you liked about Mega Man X?
One thing I really enjoyed about Mega Man X were the different animations
Mm.
where, for example, where X wasn't full health, he started breathing very heavily. Or when one of those...
I don't think I noticed that. I know that happens, but I didn't notice it this time.
Oh, mister, I'm too good. I never get hit. I
No,
never
that's what-
had
that's
no
what it is.
power.
And
Well,
or
but
one of
I
the
noticed
one of
that
the
too.
Wait, your
Or one of the
guys'
green
power
guys-
drop down below full health? What's that like?
well, there is a scripted loss, so I mean you can't fool us, Francisco. There is a scripted loss. And there's another scene where a green guy throws something at you, and if he hits you, he starts laughing at you. It's very discouraging.
But he
So I
didn't
love
notice
the animations, the direction they took from the NES to Super Nintendo to make it look like the next step for the Mega Man franchise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I enjoyed the animations too. It was very fluid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What did that make your like list? In fact, Paul.
No,
Yeah.
but I appreciate it. Good
Yeah.
call.
Absolutely. Well, mine is very much in line with that. So we'll go to me next.
Sorry, wrong one.
For me, I loved the graphics. It was just everything was so beautifully executed. The levels looked gorgeous. They looked so thematic with what the boss was. X was just so such an awesome character and so well designed. Such a Mega Man on his own is fun. I like him, but I very much appreciate how plussed, I guess I'll say, the character of Mega Man X is. How much more?
So you prefer the character design of Mega Man X over Mega Man?
Yes, very much so.
Interesting.
Especially when you compare the 16-bit Mega Man with the Mega Man X 16-bit, I feel like it's so much better. So that is my first like. It was the beautiful graphics. Let's go to Kitos next.
Well, can I say something about that
sure.
though?
Yeah,
About,
go for it.
about the beautiful graphics. It's funny because to get the Hadouken in the game, you got to visit a level over and over again, and it's funny that
so
the
annoying.
the easiest way to do that is just to die in a pit. And I can't help but think, oh, look at that beautiful waterfall. It's so pretty as I'm dying.
Wait. So I don't know. I went through the whole level like
You didn't have to
5
do that.
times.
You didn't have to go through the whole
have
level.
To do that. I went
You-
like and got like the energy up above. Then I hit start and then I hit exit.
You just so after right on the door where before the boss, you die right there.
Yeah.
It puts you in the last save point, and then you go back and it counts as a visit. Speedrunners actually don't even go for it. As long as you can see the life, then they just take a nosedive. So as long as you see it, it counts as a visit.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could save 3 seconds off my day. Okay, cool.
Well, restarting the whole level, a lot of minutes.
Yeah, that's true. I restarted the whole level.
Oh, gosh, that's rough,
what
Paul.
the YouTube video I watched said to do.
Man.
Thanks,
All right.
YouTube.
So, okay. Kitos, what was your first like?
Definitely, the music was classic. I figure you'll ask me what my favorite music was from it.
Oh yeah.
At some point.
Kitos, what's your favorite music track from this?
I knew it exactly. But that's the thing, right? It's
Boomer Quanger.
really hard for me to pick
Boomer Quanger.
because
What are you talking about? Spartan
That's a
Andrew
good
all the
one.
way.
Flame
pretty good.
Mammoth, Chill Penguin, Armored Armadillo, all of them are so good. And
they
I just they're earbugs, they'll or earworms, and they'll
Yes.
stick in your head for
Actually,
the next like.
I was
days
about
at
to say
least.
I like the intro music.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
that
main
one's
title
good.
one. Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah. And I also like the jungle one, the jungle level. You
Oh,
know,
Steam
from South
Chameleon?
America.
Oh.
No, the one that's like
Oh my
first one that
god.
comes on from South America.
One of these
That's
days
a,
I'm going to
that's a secret boss.
and I'm
Yeah.
going to cut you off at the pass somehow. Oh my goodness.
You missed that one? Oh yeah. You got to get the Hadouken like 10 times.
Oh, is that how I get there? Okay. Good to
They got to do
know.
the level about 100 times.
So the music, I'm just gonna add. I'm gonna add a little flourish to that, Kitos, or a curiosity. I know you've played at least a few of the Mega Man X games because we rented them and had them as kids. The first two, we rented the third one. I remember.
But we didn't tell you about it.
Do you recall if you like this one's music the best, or do you feel like the music improves as it goes? What's your memories? of that?
Remember?
From my memory, one has the most has the highest amount of good tracks.
Mhm.
2 has the best tracks,
Ooh.
but not as many good ones, right?
Okay.
And then 3 doesn't have the greatest music, but some of the tracks are like 2 of the tracks are really like I can listen to them forever.
I think the kids say they slap. I think that's what they say these days.
Ouch.
Something like that.
Or they're
yeah.
bops. One of the two. I don't know. Okay. Very
Bop.
cool. Very cool. Let's go to Paul next.
All right. So my first is actually what you were saying about the graphics is the variety of stages. At least for the
Yes.
first 8 bosses, or I should say the first 8 stages between all the bosses.
The robot
I thought they were
masters, or I think I forget if that's what they're
Mavericks
called in this.
or-
The Mavericks.
Yeah.
The Mavericks, yeah, the Mavericks.
But each level was so unique from each other, and I liked the variety. It reminded me of a lot of the other Mega Man games. They were very, I guess, on point for each level, whatever environment they were. I thought it was creative within that, and it had a nice length. So I enjoyed the creativity for each of the first 8 levels. Not so much after that, but we'll get into that later. But I thought it was a great variety to play this character in.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Even more so, I forget, we've covered Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 3 on the podcast before. I forgot what you had to say about them. Would you say that this you like the graphics or the variety better here, or is it just hard to compare because this has so much more graphic fidelity than an 8-bit game does?
Graphic wise, it does look better, and the colors are brighter and such. But as far as creativity with uniqueness and variety, I think it's on par. I think they do a good job of continuing that variety in that.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, I gave my like before. I'll go ahead and go to my next like. And that's this goes sort of to the game design element. I really appreciated that they didn't just have the boss's power-ups, or the boss's weapons that you absorb and can use yourself. But I like the added benefit of having these suit power-ups. So you could upgrade your defense, your dash, or do the dash, the X-Buster, and the helmet. Most of the things. Also, one of them was the outlier. I was like, well, you could have done more with that. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But I just really appreciated that element of it. That I think you could conceivably. I think you have to get the dash because you're sort of locked in, regardless of when you do Chill Penguin. Eventually, you have to get it. But I wonder if and. Charlie, maybe you're more in the speedrunner Mega Man X community. Can you beat this game with only the dash and no other power-ups?
Yeah, you can. And the funny thing is, when you fight Vile the second time, and Zero, goes to be with the robot masters in heaven, he gives you his Mega Buster, so you get the arm
really?
power up automatically. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I don't think
if you don't find it, he gives it to you.
Okay. Okay, cool. The more you know.
Well, at least the YouTube video I watched told me that.
Good on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Good for some, good for not other things. All right. Yeah. So the power-ups were mine. Let's go back to Charlie. What's something else you enjoyed?
I really enjoyed the Capcom little Easter eggs.
Oh, I thought you meant the logo.
I love the Hadouken. I think that's well known. I don't know how you would find out about the Hadouken unless
that's cool.
you had unless you had Nintendo Power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But how are you supposed to know how to get that?
According to the YouTube video I saw, you had to get it from the kids at the playground. It was all much like that. It was one of these like mysterious things. Like some kids would say, like, "Oh, you can," and others like, "No, I tried. You can't do it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But another Easter egg that I really enjoyed was on Armored Armadillo stage.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part where you get on this little roller coaster and it flings you forward. Mm-hmm. If you don't take that and you just attack the bat, there's only one bat that's not a mechanical bat, and that's from the original Mega Man.
Mega Man bat,
and that's a really popular place to visit for your first time playing it because it has a 50-50 ratio of extra men. So you shoot it, you got a good chance of getting extra man. I always
really? Okay.
I always
cool.
got my 9 men from there. It was very
Nice.
magical.
Wait,
Very
do you
cool.
max out at 9?
You do max out at 9, yes.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know
know
that.
that.
Man, I watched the wrong YouTube video.
Somehow this guy maxed out at 20. What's going on? I'm so confused.
Somebody hacked the game. But yeah, I love the Capcom Easter eggs in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Very
That's
cool.
cool.
Ketos?
If you know them. No,
Why
it's
don't
cool that they
you-
have them for you to find too. That's great.
Ketos, why don't you hatch some things you liked about this game?
Yeah, so something I find interesting, because I do game design as well.
Yeah.
So it's enjoyable going through these old games and seeing how they kind of thought about it, how they design stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's actually really interesting to me that they didn't need to be so creative with the levels. In their like the terrain that they use, like the
Yeah.
actual visuals that they use,
Mhm.
they could get away with reusing assets like throughout a stage,
Mm-hmm.
but creating these different individual puzzles
Mhm.
in each area,
Mhm.
just by how they placed enemies. Like in for example, climbing various towers in Sigma's castle,
Yes.
or the
pain.
the those pipes with like the blood dripping from them. Do you guys?
Oh
remember
yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah,
That-
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Mammoth
it's
stage, I think.
interesting that
Yeah, the lava.
I wasn't bored going through that, if that makes
Yeah.
sense, just because they placed things so I had to be consciously thinking about how I was getting through things.
Yeah.
So I found it really enjoyable, and that they were able to create such a like almost puzzle game inside of a platformer.
Yeah.
And
So it's
make
not-
it interesting. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not just a run and gun, or is this a shoot 'em up, a shmup?
I wouldn't call it a shmup. I'd say it's an action shooter.
Platformer.
Action platformer, yeah. Something like that.
Oh, okay. So it's not a run and gun or a gun and run or a shoot 'em up.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
because it's not really like Contra. I mean, even though there's shooting elements,
Right.
I almost
So-
feel like for a shmup, it has to be one of these where you can just hold the button down and it will fire. With this, you have to hold it. You have to press a
Well,
button for
you
each
can
pellet.
hack that
or
if
try-
you have the right control.
Oh well, excuse me.
yeah.
But sort of getting to that puzzle element a little bit.
Yeah.
I just want to comment that I liked that. If you would beat certain mavericks or certain stages, it would affect other stages. Like if you beat Chill Penguin, it would freeze the lava and Flame Mammoth. Or if you beat
Yeah.
the Storm Eagle's flying thing, it would turn off the electrical sparks on Spark Mangel's opening stage, something like that.
That's Storm Eagle's plane crashing into
yeah, the electric
Spark
facts.
Mandrill's factory. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Just
Dang
stuff
When
it,
like
you
that.
first-
again,
when you-
wrong YouTube video.
When you first start the stage, you can see the parts of the airplane at the very beginning.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
in shambles.
Same one.
You don't see it crash, Paul. You just see the sort of
But
the
it's-
bits and pieces.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I think the only other one I remember is if you do launch octopus, it floods the area where you get the heart in Sting Chameleon
Yeah.
stage. Yeah.
Sting Chameleon, yeah.
But okay, let's go to Paul next. What's something else you liked?
So when we have reviewed past video games, often I will compare the controls of the game, like the jump and everything, to the Mega Man game because it is just so well fine-tuned. So the second thing that on my is the controls. It's just very well to jump, move, shoot. It's very fine-tuned. I feel in control in a great way. So however they did it, game makers, this is like the place to look to.
Yes, absolutely.
What's funny is when you get the dash in this game, they just kept that as a normal thing for the rest of the Mega Man X series. It was so good.
Nice. As it should, because it's a continuum, right?
Yeah, the mobility is so good in the game. I love the mobility.
Oh my gosh, going from this game, which I played growing up, loved the wall climbing, how it's done, executed so well. Going from this to I don't know, a
Mega
year
Man
or two.
2.
No, a year or more ago playing Super Metroid, and the wall cling is so frustrating.
Yeah, that is.
It's
It's
overly
frustrating.
complex.
Is that where you have to press down? We
you have
jump
to
on.
press like
You have to
in
press-
the thing and then out and
Yeah.
then the thing. It's like
Yeah, you have to press to the direction you want to go and then jump, but it's a certain rhythm.
Yeah.
oh god,
It's crazy seeing speedrunners doing it where they're just jumping all over the place, like
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm sure you can get the hang of it to practice and it's great, but as if you're going from that to this is probably like, oh, it's like butter. If you go over the reverse, it's like, can I? It's just bad. It's really, really bad.
Bad. It's bad. It's really, really bad.
But now let's go to the most bad things about Mega Man X, aka our classic makers. So not really bad, but that's exactly. And let's start with Charlie. What is your classic maker? Your favorite thing about Mega Man X?
It was said earlier. I love how the stages interact with each other. I didn't know that when I first played it, and then replay. It gives it replayability if you've never played it before. If you didn't have the internet, like, well, what happens if I go to this stage? What happens if I go to this stage? Why can't I get that heart? It's in lava. How do I have to get the boomerang?
How would I get,
So I love the just how they do that. I think they do that in one other Mega Man X game,
Oh,
and
really?
I think it's
not
something
a
that should have been.
continuous thing. Oh, that's weird.
No, they should have revisited that.
Yeah.
In other games, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad. Missed opportunity for those games.
Right.
Plus for this game.
But that's absolutely my classic maker.
Very, very cool. Kitos, how about
Sorry, you got an extra life for that.
how about you, Kitos?
Yeah, so it's been a while since I played this game, right? Like
About
geez.
11 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, actually. And funny enough, I've even forgotten a lot of where things were and you know all that, and like who, you know, what weapon is good against which boss, right?
Yeah.
So I went into this blind. I didn't watch a video. I didn't you know, remember all this stuff, right? So I went into it almost as if it was a fresh game. Obviously I have some
wow.
memories from before,
yeah.
but so I actually really enjoyed collecting and finding where everything was again.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Because it's almost like playing it for the first time.
Yeah.
So it was just so cool, like getting my armor upgrades, getting the Buster upgrade, figuring out, okay, how do I defeat this boss, right? Because like, which weapon do I use? I couldn't remember what, so I had to go through the stages a couple different times and fight bosses a couple different times, trying out different moves and whatnot. So it was actually super enjoyable. I was so happy to actually experience that again.
That's cool.
Very, very cool. Well, the thing
I feel like I'm there.
The thing I loved experiencing again, and it was already said, but yeah, just the music in this game. I still hum it. Except for the fictional South American stage that Paul somehow got to. I adore the music in this. It's so great. Spark, I mentioned before, Spark Mandrels, probably my favorite stage music. Then probably Storm Eagle after that. I love this sort of I don't know how Chill Penguin stage seems to capture coldness in music and still in a future techno way, but it sure does. I feel like
it feels cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing when music can capture something like that so well. So the music for me.
Cool.
But you know what? There's probably some things that weren't so great about.
Well, wait a minute. You're forgetting two things.
Oh, okay. What am I forgetting, Paul?
I still have my classic maker.
What?
Wow. Wow.
I am so sorry.
Mega Man just died.
I am so sorry, Paul. What is your classic maker? I did not mean to skip you, even though I did.
Even though I didn't.
Ac- ac-
It was an
accidental,
accidental skip.
accidentally on purpose.
Yeah.
Tell us
So-
what your favorite thing about watching that YouTube video was.
Okay. On me. No, what I appreciate is that this game, for people who are brand new, you can just go through and beat the level as is, just run and gun, even though they say it's not a run and gun.
Yeah.
But what I appreciate for those people who like Zelda games and like looking for hidden things, you can find like the armor upgrades to your suit. There's hidden things to that. So I appreciate the hidden upgrades for those people who want to take the time to search and find. You get rewarded for that. And I think in a very good way, except for Francisco's dislike he'll talk about later. But for the most part, I think you get rewarded for the extra time you take in finding these upgrades, or like the heart containers and the energy, the capsules. So I think this game does a really good job of that. So that was my classic maker. It was like, okay, it's a fun game, but also there's this hidden things to make it more interesting.
Just amplifies the fun. Very cool.
And you get an extra life.
And now I think we should get to things we wait. You're right. Dang it, Paul. I thought we could go to our dislike section, but there's one more thing I forgot that I liked. That'd be the Rushmore Show. The Rushmore Show is the place for ranking the ultimate top 4 in sports, video games, nostalgia, movies, and so much more. Each week, Andy and Kirk spark engaging discussions and friendly debates, making the Rushmore Show your compass in the realm of pop culture rankings. Find them at youtube.com/The Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4 and nothing more.
That's right. Forget about the Benjamins. All right. But what does that have to do with Mega Man X?
Well, maybe Mega
I didn't
Man
think
X
so.
is a top game on their list of video games.
Okay.
Or what Mega Man games are on your Mount Rushmore?
Ooh. I would say, but that might give away my rating of this game.
Okay,
I can give you my.
Did we just go into another show? But okay, maybe it does have something to do with Mega Man X.
How about this? We could do this real quick. What are your Rushmores of Mega Man? Let's do this. What are your Rushmores top 4 Mega Man Robot Masters / bosses from any Mega Man game?
Top 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have so many. It's hard. There's not one that, I just love to beat this one to death. I don't know.
Okay, that's probably too much to like go in cold and blind.
11 Mega Man games, 9 Mega Man X games.
I can do like
0
2
games,
for
ZX
one.
games.
Okay, do your favorite. Who's your favorite boss that you like to fight in any Mega Man iteration?
Metal Man. He is so overpowered.
Metal Man.
It's ridiculous.
Really? I find him really easy to beat whenever I
Okay,
fight him.
his
No, you don't.
his power.
Oh his power is totally
is
OP.
OP.
Okay, I thought you meant the boss himself.
You throw one metal blade at Metal Man and he dies after one metal. It's so stupid. He dies to his own weapon after one shot. It's great.
What I thought was cool, what was the one in this game in Mega Man X where it was like you charged up and then you let it go and you have like a barrier around you and
the armored armadillo shell.
you just run through, like that's how I got up those pipes or whatever. It's like, forget this. I'm just gonna go and so I just stood there along the wall collecting power like because so apparently you're supposed to do that. I didn't know, but
that's a good place to recharge your stuff. Yeah.
So
I ended up using Sting Chameleon a lot.
Oh yeah, to just like camouflage.
So, once I got the Buster upgrade.
Yeah, it has that Contra spread. Again, call Capcom.
Wow. For me, I really liked So I like Launch Octopus in that at the beginning he does this weird taunt where he points at you and says you're going down. I love that little flourish, and no other bosses I never see that anywhere else. So I love him for that.
Stirs you up, huh?
I mean, yes, I guess.
Launch Octopus. That guy was my least favorite boss to fight.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that.
I won't talk about that, but I'll talk about least favorite bosses to fight for sure. But yeah.
Well, let me tell you my favorite one though.
Oh yeah, go for it, Kito.
Flame Stag from X2.
Oh yeah, he's a fun
That one's
one.
cool.
I love that fight. Yeah,
Yes, that's a good one for sure.
that
Awesome.
was I think the first like vertical fight I ever played in a game where it wasn't just a single screen where you're fighting a boss. It was this whole vertical fight. Where you're going up and down, and it's a huge tower that you're in, basically.
Yeah,
the boss
yeah.
room. So,
Yeah, on
X2
X2 on X2 they took the thought of, instead of it making a cage match, let's open up the stages and make it a more versatile. Like there's an ostrich that you fight, and he's running all over the place, the background, the foreground.
Yeah,
I forgot.
I like that.
Overdrive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, that was my trivia. I mean, dang it, that wasn't trivia.
I was about to say.
How about some trivia? How about some trivia? Would that work for you, Paul? Because you're probably not happy and satisfied with that being a like of Mega Man X, right?
I enjoyed other people's, but yeah, let's talk about what trivia do you have about this game?
All right. Did you all realize that oh, okay. Sorry, I misread this. Edna mode right there. Did you all realize that Mega Man X wasn't universally well received? Superplay editor Zy Nicholson lowered his review score of the game because he found the levels were neither large nor challenging. A few elementary tricks like repeating easy sections to recoup energy and weapon power will see you through the harder bits, Nicholson explained. So my question to you all is, what game do you enjoy that you wish was more difficult or longer?
Tic-tac-toe.
Really, Paul?
I mean, there's only 9 squares. Like, can't it be like more like Connect 4 where you have some more options?
There's the ultimate tic-tac-toe. Have you heard of that?
I didn't know about that.
You play. There's 9 boards of tic-tac-toe, and you're playing in all of them at the same time.
Oh, interesting. And then you count to see who has the most wins of the boards. Is that like playing 9 boards of bingo at the same time and hoping you'll win one?
Maybe.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Then so tic-tac-toe for Paul. Charlie, how about you?
I'd say a Twilight Princess. If you ever played that.
Oh yeah.
It's a good game, but it's not hard at all. It's not hard.
Yeah,
especially with your
I'd agree with that. That's
with your
I feel like it's
items.
good length, but yeah, it's not very hard.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Kitos?
Guild Wars 2.
Oh, okay. Isn't that
I came
ongoing? Can you beat it?
Yeah, well, there's a story, so there's like a campaign story, but yeah, they continually add to it. So I'm not looking for it to be longer. It's more so difficulty.
Right? Okay.
I wish the game was more difficult because I really like how it plays mechanically.
Yeah.
But I never get to enjoy the mechanics because I end up just killing everything too fast.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's yeah. And their original game wasn't like that. Guild Wars 1 was a totally different thing. So
okay. Well, very cool.
What about you, Francisco? Do you have one?
Yeah, I wish
Tic-tac-toe.
Checkers. I wish Checkers was longer. No, I wish the Banner Saga was longer. And yes, there are the Banner Saga 2 and 3.
Is that like a Hulk video game?
That's a good one.
Wow. No, Paul, it's a
he was saying what I was thinking.
It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy narrative / tactic strategy game. And it's not very long at all. Not
featuring the Hulk?
Why do you keep saying the Hulk?
Because it's
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Oh, no, it's weird. You kept saying Hulk, and I was thinking Hulk Hogan, not the Hulk. So I'm like,
You got it, brother.
I am American.
Wow. So yeah, the Banner Saga would be mine.
All right.
That's a good one. I love that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so good.
So good trivia, Francisco.
Thank you.
And now that we've all had some trivial fun, let's find out what memories you, our awesome rewinders, had about Mega Man 10. I mean X.
And yes, and some of these I pulled from you guys here in chat because we were sort of low, and I'm like, oh, you guys are adding to the conversation, so I pulled those in. Stephen
Whether you
Forrester,
like it or not.
yeah, exactly. Stephen Forrester said, loved it. Really enjoyed unlocking all his abilities as I defeated the bosses. Really pushed my side-scrolling platform skills. Was never quite able to beat the final level, though.
Yeah. Matthew Crosby says, the soundtrack is amazing. This is one of my favorites.
Awesome. And then here in chat, a gamer looks at 40pod says, Mega Man X is my all-time favorite game. So
Wow.
unbiased. Best thing
Wow.
for me about X is the control. It plays gorgeously, something that didn't improve as the series went on. No.
Wow. He likes it more than tic-tac-toe. That's impressive.
Oh my gosh.
So, Ruil?
Ray
I know.
Ray
Huh?
Ray
Ray-
Rayu.
R-E-U, Ru.
Ray, you will.
W-I-L.
Get it right or
Will.
pay the price.
If he wants to be pronounced Ray, you will, then he needs to change the spelling. Anyway, all joking aside, he says, I never could get into the X series despite being a huge Mega Man regular series fan. Tried the X series more than once, just didn't really like it. And it wasn't because of it being on the SNES versus the NES, as I did like Mega Man 7, which was on the NES or Super Nintendo.
Nintendo, yeah. Well, yeah, thank you all so much for sharing your memories. And I think Ray Will's comment certainly gets us into our next dislike section. Travis?
Worst woes.
Yes, let's go over the
Rare.
things we didn't like about Mega Man X. And I'll start the conversation here with Boomer Kwanger is the dumbest name I've ever heard of a Mega Man boss. What the junk? It should have been like Boomer Beetle or something evoking the beat. I mean, it looked like a beetle humanoid type thing. So I don't know why they were going for a cowboy type thing. It just made no sense. Boomerang, I get it.
Maybe they
Kwanger?
wanted kids to look up Quanger.
Yeah.
What's a Quanger, Dad? I don't know. Let's go to the library before the internet was, a thing.
Exactly.
Okay, Boomer.
I are that.
Me and
I
Ashley
are that.
were making that joke. Ashley, my wife, were making that joke saying, "Okay, Boomer Kwanger. Okay, Boomer Kwanger." But yeah, that's. Hey, stop getting ahead of ourselves. A gamer looks at a 4E pod right there with that comment. Let's go. So that was one thing I didn't like was the Boomer Kwanger name. Kitos, what's something you didn't like?
No, mine's really petty, but in the start menu, you have to hit the start button to start the game.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
I don't know why,
It
but
should
that
be
drives
any
me
button,
nuts.
really. Jeez.
Yeah. I don't know why that's the case, but it has bothered me for 25 years.
Really sticks in my craw. No, I get that. I do get that.
I sympathize with that as well.
Gamers be gamers.
Yeah. Make the buttons work. The buttons I press, at least.
Well, when you have
That's it.
when you have a Nintendo and NES where it says press start and you press A and it works, you figure it will
Yeah,
work with
exactly.
any game,
I don't need to read directions. Let's go.
right? Directions are for cheaters.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it, because like Paul said, the controls are so good
Yeah.
that you can detect any small flaw.
Oh, that's a good way
the
of
rest
putting
Here
it.
it is,
controls
right
are
in the
so good.
beginning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charlie, what's something you didn't care for?
Oh boy, you would think this would be my tragic maker, but it's not because there's
Ooh.
something else. But I think it's funny how each has a very hard counter. You have the flame, and boy, that penguin is no good.
Yep.
If you use the ice bullet
on Spark
on
Mandrill.
he doesn't get a lick in. He breaks free, and then you freeze him again. It's comedic. They did not do that with Launch Octopus. The Launch Octopus fight is stupid. The Launch Octopus fight, he's overpowered. You don't know if his weakness is actually that, because I remember reading
shell,
it, and
I think, or the armadillo shell thing?
the armadillo thing, because I'm shooting him, but he's not having a hard stop. He's going and throwing stuff all across the screen, and he has the ability to suck your life out of you and recharge his life.
Uh-huh.
And that's actually a hard stop for a lot of speedrunners. That's
really?
He's very much a gatekeeper. So I don't know why all the other 7 are weak to theirs, except Launch Octopus. He doesn't care if he gets hit by his weakness.
So I was noticing that when I was fighting Launch Octopus, if I could get him solely with the shell thing, then it would hurt him a lot. But often the shell would get absorbed by the missiles he is shooting out, and that was the issue I was having.
I never seen that. Just it looks like you hit him, he goes ow, and he keeps going.
Well, I guess
while
you
you're
watch me play Mega Man X, Charlie, and learn a few things.
Okay, Boomer, Quanger.
Well, I noticed if you use the oh man, who
Hadouken?
Who had it? No, not
use the Hadouken. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the Boomer.
cutters. The Boomer
Yeah, the Boomer
cutter,
Quanger.
yeah.
You can cut off.
You can cut off his arms. Yeah.
Oh really? Oh, that's
and you can
cool.
you can also cut off Flame Mammoth's trunk. He looks like a big giant mouse.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You have to hit him like 3 times, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks
try
YouTube. I got that one.
But even here's the funny thing: even when you cut off his arms, he's sending non-stop missiles, so it's not really doing anything. That is a dumb fight.
Yeah, it tricked me because I thought, I found his weakness finally.
Nope.
And then he
got angry.
Rolled over me. Yeah.
You just made him angry. It's a stupid fight. I could go on and on. I'm trying to control myself.
Okay. All right.
Anger management over here.
Paul, what was getting you angry about this game?
I thought it was cool. The Zero is a very cool character. Like when he goes off and fights, I wish you could take control of Zero and fight and do the fighting and get used to his controls. The fact that Zero is non-playable even for like a moment or two, I think is a real wasted opportunity. That would have been really cool.
That is exactly my next dislike, Paul. I mean, almost exactly. So mine is I want more of Zero. I wish you could do something with him. Whether maybe it's just like maybe it's almost like a strategy. Like he's scoping out the different levels. Maybe you place him on a level, and when the level you place him on, the longer he stays there without you going there, that you get like a extra life or a energy capsule or something at the start when you do go there. Like
so he's like an egg that needs to sit and hatch a while.
I don't know. Something like he's collecting items from the stage and putting him at the front. I don't know.
I thought he was like, he's gonna go and then he'll like I don't know. Then I was thinking, this was something like Rush would do, like build a ledge or something like.
Oh, okay, I could see that. Sure.
Or if they have different abilities, like maybe you could play half the stage with him, defeating half the bad guys that only he could kill, and then you would have to go back and finish the other half with X.
Oh, cool.
And so that you would have to work together, kind of a thing, which would then make it a 2-player option if you think about it.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna finish off this dislike with, more Zero. I would have liked, and also I would have liked it if the helmet actually did more than just unlock the Super X Buster. That's really all it's for. I wanted more puzzles with that.
The breaking of the bricks. No.
Breaks the bricks.
Well, so does your wall jump thing. That breaks the bricks too. So that's
but above you.
There, you use that to get the X Buster, upgrade X Buster. That's the only time.
The funny thing is the head upgrade in the later games they do very little. They just have to find something to do.
What were you gonna?
Well, it does do something extra. Francisco, in Sting Chameleon stage, right?
You
don't fight the forest boss, the mini boss up above, right? then he's knocking the ground below you when you go through that cavern, and
Yeah.
the helmet actually protects you from all the falling objects.
Well,
That's
I
right,
always
yeah.
beat the mini boss, so it doesn't mean no good.
Well, whose fault is that?
So they should have more opportunities to break bricks like Mario.
Yeah,
above them.
absolutely.
Yeah, I wish there was more like hidden areas, like we were saying,
Yeah.
where you could get extra things like
Well-
by
Well,
needing
there's an
that.
E-tank with
It's
it, but yeah.
it's kind of like
Yeah.
Mega Man 2. Whenever you're in Dr. Wily's stage, you have to use the platforms to go up. You have no choice.
Mhm.
So I wish it would have been like that.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but the original design for Mega Man X was 0. But when they passed that to the final guys,
Mhm.
they thought it was too different from the original Mega Man. So
Yeah.
I could.
Why
see
is he
that,
red and not blue?
but-
why is he ready?
Turtle
Got a blonde ponytail.
Oh, you put Roll in there. Cool. Where's Mega Man?
But you can play as 0 in later games. It's
yeah,
really
I
fun.
actually put in chat in X4. I thought I remember playing him in X3, but maybe it
X3,
wasn't,
yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Okay.
X3.
you can play
That's the
it.
first thing that happens. X goes in and gets captured, and then 0 has to
okay.
go save him.
Oh,
It's like the
okay,
first 10 seconds.
Yeah, Ashley is playing some of these crazy other Mega Man boss names: Earth Rock Trilobite, Optic Sunflower, Gigabolt Man O' War.
Wait, I thought
Tornado-
this was a Christian stream.
Yeah, those are really bad names. All right, I may retract my whole Boomer Coanger comment, but let's get to
Boomer.
some more dislikes. Let's go back to Charlie. What's something else you disliked?
Seems like all my dislikes are fight related,
Okay.
but because I was about to say my tragic maker, but I don't want to say my tragic maker.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Oh yeah, no, the spider fight on Sigma, it's stupid.
Really?
It's dumb. It throws a bunch of little spider babies, and then it
That's
goes
a
down really
dislike?
fast.
That's
I
a
hate-
dislike for you.
You have a
It's
split
dumb.
second to hit him with the ice,
Yeah.
which is his weakness, or the Hadouken. And if you miss that window, it's not a big window. I promise you.
Yeah,
Even
it goes
even-
by really fast.
I've seen speedrunners miss it. That's how
Yeah.
small of a window it is.
That's
it's
a
dumb.
dislike for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm not as good as you, Francisco.
All right. Kitos, what's something else that you dislike?
I think I just made Francisco mad. Everybody.
Don't worry, it happens all the time here.
Wow.
Something
I see your
that
head. Your head is turning red.
something I thought was really brought the game down is the whole password saving, right?
Oh,
like,
Oh,
It's
okay.
cool that it's there, but if you're gonna play this, I almost recommend you make sure you play it in the modern version and not the SNES with password saves. If
Mhm.
you have to play it in multiple sessions,
because
'cause
doesn't
thing
that
is
also
so
slow
annoying.
speedrunners down?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that is just as we've gotten more modern games,
Yeah.
I think that needs to go away.
That's fair. I
And
did.
the modern versions do have better loads and save states and stuff. But
Mhm.
Maybe have an option to turn that on or off.
That's fair. For me, I actually appreciate it. I would take pictures of the save states because I had to play this in about 3 different sessions because my thumb was getting just a little cramped.
Oh, yes,
I
you
was
too. I thought it was just me.
No, I was like, man, I haven't played this in a while because I'm like,
Yeah.
strain
Been too
is
long.
putting in. So I played a cart on Ashley's analog ST and or NT, Super NT, analog Super NT. And so I would just take a picture with my phone of the password, and so that was helpful because it doesn't have save states. But
I would say I agree. I felt like I was having the claw grip again.
yes,
with,
exactly.
with playing it.
Oh, you're scared of the claw.
The claw.
Oh my goodness. Paul, let's do one more dislike for you, then we'll get to our tragic makers.
One more for me is I said I enjoyed the first 8 stages, and it's really it's a real disappointment that there's not more of those kinds of stages to play through. It's kind of like we recently reviewed Super Mario World, and there's so many stages in that you
Yeah.
can play through.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it, and maybe it's because of what Keithos was saying. Like, there's so many little intricate things in the level. Like, maybe
stage.
there's not enough memory to put 64 stages in here or
Mhm,
something. But
mhm.
compared to Super Mario World or like Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, those are long
Yeah.
games in
Yeah, yeah.
comparison
Yep.
with a lot of levels. And I think this game suffers from not capitalizing on more of those levels to play through. I'm not saying that you should necessarily have more bosses and weapons to absorb,
Mhm.
but I think that, I don't know, maybe each boss has like 3 or 4 stages to play through before you get one or something. I don't know.
Or even we're talking about how Zero should have been playable. How about like a not a mirror stage, but like, you know how in some games there's a foreground and a background and you can sort of jump between the two? What if there was like the background was Zero doing stuff and you could play the same a similar level theme separately, but a different like layout?
No,
as
I like the variety. So,
gosh.
but you could use it as a strategy. Maybe Zero is better at some stages than Mega Man, or for some reason or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think there's missed opportunity in this game.
That's
Well, I think they were taking some big risks with Mega Man X, so that's probably why they didn't go all out.
Yeah.
Well,
I
this
could see
wasn't
that.
one of the first games to come out on the SNES. Like, all the ones I mentioned before came out before this. So, I don't know.
I don't know. But that's a very fair one, Paul. I get that. So wanting more variety.
Yeah.
The thing so we'll go to Tragic Makers now, and I'll start. So yeah, Charlie, that the spider was just a dislike, and not your Tragic Maker is horrible because that was the worst.
Oh, that's why.
Thing
That was okay.
in this game. Oh my
When I
gosh, I
mention,
hate it.
okay. When I mention it, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I see."
Oh, what your Tragic Maker is? I mean, maybe. But yeah, I hated that there seems to be no boss weapon that's good against it. The RNG on it is the random number generation on where it's going to land is so horrible. It's hard to know where it's going to be unless it's locked in on two pipes or something.
It's simple math. It just follow the lines, Francisco.
I can't,
No,
but it goes to where
it's
you're
like
going to be.
Pachinko or Plinko,
And you
whatever.
have to, like,
it could be
at the
anywhere.
last second move away. Otherwise,
No,
it's going to hit you.
But
It follows the very next line that it's at. It
No,
never,
not
like,
always.
randomly.
Because sometimes it could go like.
No, trust me,
It'll go like
yeah.
this
Or sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
oh,
Right,
is it
but
always where the lowest bar is? No.
right, it's
sometimes, but no.
no. I promise you, because
All right, I
I've
believe
seen
you played
I've
this
seen
more
no
than
no
me.
no. I've seen speedrunners where they just look at it and they know where to go. It's kind of nuts.
Okay, all right. Then I just don't have that. I haven't ascended
Are you
to the
saying you're not a
7th level
speedrunner,
of speed.
Francisco?
Oh man, I don't know it
speedrunning
either. I don't
to
know
be
it
able
at
to do
all.
that. Anyway, I hate that boss so much.
I understand.
Just like, oh, I hate that it's in this game. It's just
I understand.
okay. So that's why I was all, what? This is only a dislike because it's a Tragic Maker through and through.
Yeah.
But that's mine. Let's go to Paul next.
Mine was basically the spikes, or any instant death that you have is because all right, maybe I'm a baby at this. Maybe I need a baby mode or an easy mode or
Baby mode for babies.
maybe something where you like, okay, put it on easy mode and okay, 4 hits from the spike kills you. Or like maybe there's a way to, like in Super Mario World, if you know how to work it, you can easily get 99 lives, because I died so many times.
You
Just
know that you
trying-
die in pits in Super Mario World 2, right?
Yes, but there's
And
way
I
more
think
chances
spikes
to get
kill you
99
also.
men.
I think spikes kill you also in Super
I-
Mario World.
No,
Well,
there's some that don't.
Here's what I think though. This game is very momentum based, so you're like, yeah, jump, yeah. Oh, I died.
Oh,
Right.
and it sort of stops
Exactly.
the momentum.
You know,
And
like
it goes
Mario. Yeah, Mario over here planning, like, okay, if I do this, get on top of Yoshi, jump off of Yoshi. Okay, let's go. But
Right.
no, you're going on Mega Man X, and then I guess I hit a spike. I guess The hitbox detection was
Oh,
stupid.
I'm being sucked in by this thing, and then right into the spikes,
man.
or
Yeah.
or
The
being
launch octopus stage with
Yes.
the ship that would
Yes.
pull you
Yes.
and push you into the spikes. I
Right.
died so many times. on that.
Exactly.
Oh,
I
man.
have died so many times in this. Wait, this is my tragic maker, right?
Yes, you're
Okay,
tragic maker.
good,
Yes.
good. Yeah, that it just made there were times I were just tempted to quit. It's like this is
wow.
ridiculous.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
it makes me want to not play. Like how many times I died. But
Yeah.
again, I'm in baby mode here, and there's no option for baby mode.
So, real quick, I'm curious. I was able to beat the game this playthrough. Paul, were you able to beat it? Or
This is the first time that I actually beat this game. This
wow,
time.
that's
Nice.
awesome. Okay.
But it took me way more than 3.5 hours with the amount of deaths. It took me several days of playing
Okay.
through, trying to
All right.
follow the YouTube video and do what he did.
How about Charlie? Did you beat it this time?
I did.
Okay. And Ketos?
No, I wasn't able to this time.
Okay. No
Fortunately,
worries.
I got to the spider and I died so much at that.
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah.
I
Where
ran
I
out of
died
time.
more was the end boss. Like if
Yeah,
I
That's
didn't
hard.
have-
It's very
Yeah,
hard.
the final
last
form of
Sigma-
Sigma is very
Yeah.
hard. Yeah. You have to
With
have
all
a
your
lot of
up-
patience
And if
with
I
it.
didn't have a cheat on this emulator I was playing where I could save right there at the beginning of that
Mhm,
fight, I would have
mhm.
got so frustrated and turned it off because it would take hours and hours to learn. Okay, the patterns in
Yeah.
that final one.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So,
And even
I was about to say if I had 99 men, that would have been a lot more
Palatable?
encouraging.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, rather than I ran through I didn't even get 8 men thanks to my lucky save state, but but I know yeah.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
I
but
get
even with all your weapon upgrades, you still take a lot of damage at Sigma.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So imagine if you didn't get that armor upgrade. You get there and he's doing half health damage. Forget about
Right.
it.
Man.
Very
Right.
discouraging.
Yeah.
Let's go to Charlie next for your tragic maker.
The tragic maker, it was mentioned, those stupid submarines. Oh my gosh. I'm over here shooting.
Which
The launch
submarines?
launch
The
octopus
ships that
submarine
suck you in?
suck you in, and you're like, oh, let me get away from that. But then they start pushing you away, and you're using the momentum of going forward, but then they change the momentum. Now you're falling into a pit.
I'm
Oh, I
not-
hated that so
Into the
much.
spikes.
I didn't
It's
have
so
that
dumb.
much issue with those. I appreciate that
Are
they're
you-
tough, but I wasn't really finding.
Are
I
you
hate it
kidding
so
me?
much.
I died more on that than anything else.
Anything
Oh my
else? Yep.
gosh, really? Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
You're just
for
you're
me,
just
it
a top
was-
tier player, Francisco. Top tier player.
You played on SNES, right, Francisco?
Yeah. So I didn't even have
I
save states. or
swear
anything.
it's different in the modern iterations
it
because I
could
played on
be.
Switch.
It could be. I don't know.
Oh,
And
there's
noticed-
bad lag on
Yeah.
there's bad lag on Switch.
100%. Yeah, I noticed
okay.
that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
too bad.
that would definitely be a really.
That sounds like a
frustrating.
tragic maker
On-
right there.
On original games, you press a button. It's almost like on a CRT. It's almost as if they're doing the move before you finish pressing the button. It's
Yeah.
so quick.
Yeah, I love
But
it.
on
Nine.
Switch,
Yeah, there's a delay for sure. I can feel
yeah,
that.
it's pretty bad.
That sucks. All right. So that was your tragic maker, Charlie. Was the
The submarines.
submarines? Yeah. Thank you. Ketos. What was your tragic maker? Was it the Switch controls or something else?
No. I wanted to say that, but I mean, that really depends on how you play it. I mean, if you play on SNES, great, but then you'd have to deal with the password saving.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
4,
And
5,
you have
3,
to
2,
do
1.
that whole Sigma fight every time.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
it
Exactly.
sucks.
Yeah.
Wait, the whole one, like the dog?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You got to appreciate he tells you to fight his dog and not to disappointment. Like, go ahead and kill my dog. Sigma's
Yeah.
not a good pet owner.
But yeah, my tragic my tragic maker is how do I put this? So
Delicately.
I found with Mega Man X, the more you know, the better the game is. Like noticing the animations, knowing that there's upgrades in the stages that you
Yeah.
can get. noticing that, oh, if I use this against a boss, it does a special effect. Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is
That,
it almost like if you talk to NPCs, you get more out of the
How
game?
dare you, Paul? How dare you?
Yeah, and so it's just like that, Paul. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the more you know, the
Yeah.
better the game
That sounds
becomes
good to
when you
me.
play it.
No? That's what's bad?
Well, I guess that's why I would say it's a tragic maker, right? Because
Mm.
let's say you're introducing someone to gaming or this game for the first time, and they don't know
Oh.
anything, right?
Yeah, they don't know
They're
the look.
probably gonna get really stuck because it's very difficult.
Mhm.
Oh, you don't know how to play
and
video games? Here,
also-
try this Zelda game. Good luck.
Yeah. It'd also be hard for them to appreciate it because
Yeah.
it's not necessarily slow,
Mhm.
Yeah.
especially once you get to choosing the boss stages.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's
you have
a
to
product.
really play it a lot before the game
Yeah,
gets
this is a
good.
strategy game, and if you're used to Pac-Man, where it's just like running through the board and trying to get through it, then it's not. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a product of its time because back then when we were kids, we had no internet, we had nothing but time.
That's
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if y'all played Mega Man 11, but even at the
Mm-mm.
beginning of Mega Man 11, they kind of give you a hint of the boss order.
Oh,
at the
really?
beginning. Yeah, it's funny. It's like for people who don't want to learn, like, oh,
Yeah. I don't have time for this.
I've got the worldwide internet at my hands.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where's YouTube?
Yeah.
Be careful with that, though.
I appreciate when games will hint towards things and let you know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you have to be smart enough to pick it up, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Mega Man X gave no hints on stuff at all.
Pretty much.
In fact,
yeah.
it tried to confuse you in certain places, I would say.
I don't know if
Especially
that
with
goes
the
that
launch
far, but I can
octopus,
understand that. Oh, yeah.
when you cut off his arms, you think, okay, this is definitely his weakness, and then nope.
Mm.
Nope. Made him angry.
Yeah. So yeah,
Alright.
that would be my tragic maker.
Totally fair. But now that we've entered all our firing trajectories into the firing computer, Travis, do you have a firing solution for us?
Firing solution complete. Salvo authority accepted. Ratings prepared to launch.
So Salve Authority, is that when you actually charge your Mega Buster instead of just shooting it?
Sure, Paul. That's what it is. All right, guys. It's time for the moment of truth. Do we rate Mega Man X a classic? We'd recommend anyone go play this game, whether or not they've played it before. A nostalgic, if you enjoyed playing as a kid or young adult, yeah, definitely pick this up again, replay it. You'll have some fun, nostalgia moments. But if you've never played this before, probably play a different game. Or do we rate it a tragic? We'd recommend no one play this. If you have never played it before, keep it that way. And if you have played it before, don't sully any good memories you have of it with a replay. So we'll start with our guest first. Charlie, you had predicted classic. Where did Mega Man X actually end up for you?
It was very much a classic. I
okay.
actually had the pleasure of my friend Rudy coming over for, I think it was Christmas, and he played it. Never played a Mega Man game before in his life, and he really liked it, and he was very proud of. He was proud of beating a Sigma. Of course, I was there telling him, "Hey, do this and that." Maybe
He beat
would've-
Sigma on
maybe-
his first try.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was helping. I was telling him what to do, but maybe maybe by himself, he would have been like, "Okay, I have no idea. I'm fighting this
That's
octopus."
impressive.
Because also, like I mentioned the fights earlier, if you use a charge shot at Armored Armadillo, he soaks it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's discouraging. But
Yeah.
anyhow,
Mhm.
I digress. I think it's a classic. I think the movement, the graphics still holds up today, and they're making video games today like Mega Man with
Yep.
that graphic style. It's a classic.
Absolutely. All right. Classic for Charlie. Kitos, you also predicted classic. But now I'm not sure, given your dislikes.
My tragic maker, yeah.
Yeah. Did it fall for you? Is it the same? Where did it end up, Paul?
So for me, it was really close to becoming nostalgic.
Okay.
Right, really close, especially because of what I said for my tragic.
Yeah,
maker.
yeah.
But it's tragic.
It's a classic.
Oh.
The truth is, I can see it to this day. other games still try and emulate how
Yes.
good Mega Man X is,
Yep.
and they
Interesting.
still cannot get it as good as Mega
Yeah,
Man
what's
X
up, games?
has gotten
What's interesting, I'll let you continue, Kitos, but just to that point,
I'll let you finish, but hold on.
I remember hearing about this game coming out on iOS. I don't know, probably like it could be a decade ago now at this point, but I remember being so excited, and then I saw a preview of it, and it was not pixel art
This
anymore.
particular game?
Yeah, Mega Man
Mega Man X.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant just this, but okay, go ahead.
It was
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
following now.
remaster redo of Mega Man X for iOS
Oh, okay.
with
Okay.
redrawn everything, so it looked
Oh, really?
like illustration
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of pixel
yeah.
art. And that was pretty, but X looks like he was just floating through the level. There was no like connection
wait.
of the animation with the movement on the board, and I don't know why that would occur. But yeah, I think there's something about how this game was made, when it was made, how it was made, that you lose in a redo translation of it. So
Yeah.
anyway, to that point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, so that's the thing, right?
So
That's
even
why
they can't recreate games.
exactly. That's why it's a classic. I mean,
Okay.
you literally like everyone should experience this game
Mhm.
because I would say they need to hold other games to this standard.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, like, any of y'all played Metroid Dread?
Mm-mm.
No, I haven't
There's
played.
some.
Judge Dredd as Metroid? That sounds amazing.
Absolutely.
Wow.
The really great thing about that game, it's one of my favorite games of all time now, is the movement, because it's very similar to Mega Man X.
Oh,
Where
cool.
Awesome.
you might have to go to the top right and you think, oh man, you have to go way up there, and then you're there in 20 seconds. Like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So I would heavily recommend that if you like Mega Man X.
Oh, that's really cool to
Metroid
hear.
Dread.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a bonus for you folks.
Indeed. So next we usually go to our reflex capacitors, but it seems like probably none of you have played this game very recently, which is totally understandable. It is an older game, sir, but it checks out. We're about to clear them. But you don't have any ratings regarding Mega Man X, so we're going to move on. Paul, what you had predicted nostalgic. Where did this end up for you?
And at the beginning of this podcast, when we started recording, I was prepared to give my final rating as nostalgic.
Oh, okay.
But after talking with you guys about like how horrible the spider thing is, I'm going to give this a classic, actually, because
I love spiders.
Yeah,
Spiders are my friend.
This was I wouldn't say fun necessarily, but it's a good game to play through, and parts of it are fun. But I'd recommend it to everybody. Check it out. So classic.
Awesome.
No, but you guys helped me appreciate a lot of the good things that I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the graphics, and oh yeah, this, and it has a lot of good parts, individual parts to it that I think help the overall game.
Absolutely. Very cool. Well, then that makes it a quadrecta, not a trifecta. Whatever, it comes after trifecta, because I too rate Mega Man X a classic. This is actually, it's fine. I think it was what was his name? A gamer
Mega Man
looks at 40 Pod, or maybe it was RCX said this, that it is their favorite game ever, and that's the case for me. This is my favorite video game of all video
More
games.
than Tic-Tac-Toe?
That's not a video game, Paul.
More than Chrono Trigger?
Even more than now. Here's the thing. I've played through.
I don't know about that.
I played through Chrono Trigger one time. I didn't talk to the NPCs, so I didn't really know what was going on. So I think if I were to do that, then Chrono Trigger could surpass this. But for now, Mega Man X is my favorite. My wife even got me this beautiful 30th anniversary edition. It's like an official reprint or thing. It's not from Capcom necessarily, but it has an
it's
actual
from
cart.
Etsy. Go ahead.
No, it's from I Am 8-Bit, I think, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's beautiful. It has all these cool inserts and stuff. So, yeah, it is my favorite.
Did you
game.
open it?
Yeah, I opened it because
okay.
because they had there was like a limited number of translucent carts instead of just the standard.
You got to
white
see if
cart.
yours is translucent.
Yes,
or
I
not.
had to see it.
Okay.
It wasn't, but it's right here above my desk.
That's cool.
I can try to post a picture in the Discord later, but yeah. So classic for me. So according to the Retro Rewind podcast, we rate Mega Man X a unanimous classic game. We'd recommend anyone go play this, whether or not you've played it before. But now it's time to probably stick around 1993 and see where everyone can check us all out on the interwebs. Travis?
Return to 20XX overridden. Comsats broadcasting while awaiting return coordinates.
Feels good to stick around 1993, but we wouldn't have been able to travel back to this year to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflux capacitors, namely Deborah Powers, Geek Devotions, Drew of the Cellcast, Ashley Ruiz, Kennethan, Fabulous Lomax, Rosie Lomax, That's Our Babo, D Tungsten, Dale, Mr. Lost, Daryl Hafner, Cool Deluxe, oh, you're right here! Woohoo! Dustin, Redeemed Otaku, Dustin Warford, Redeemed Otaku, in addition to 2 other awesome patrons as well. Thank you all so much for keeping the gigawatts coming, and if you want to help keep us flying and get bonus content for your generosity, head over to retrorewindpodcast.com/support to start.
Hey, speaking of shooting games,
it's time to support the stream and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Good thing this stream is sponsored by PogJPowers.com. Hail to the king, baby.
What? Hail to the king, baby?
yeah, that's what Duke Nukem says.
Oh, that's Duke Nukem. Okay, I didn't realize
you think
that.
This was Sigma.
Well,
yes, I thought it was.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, Francisco, changing the subject. Are there any ways to support the show without denting your wallet?
Let's see. Actually, yes, Paul. So you probably enjoyed listening to this episode if you made it this far. So if you aren't driving, tap the share icon in your podcast player and send this episode to a friend saying, I know you like Mega Man X, or I know you like Mega Man, so I thought you'd like this podcast on it.
Yeah, and I'll bet they'll thank you for it.
They better.
Whoa. Okay. But speaking of,
or we'll stick that big giant spider on them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
fair enough. And speaking of thanking people, we want to give a big virtual mega hug to Charlie. I won't try to pronounce your name like Francisco did, and Kitos, which is Cool Deluxe here. So I'd like to go around alphabetically. So we'll start with Book of Gaming. Where can people find you online, and is there anything cool you got going on that they should know about?
Thank you so very much. I stream on Twitch TV on Mondays and Fridays, sometimes Wednesday nights. Twitch.tv/book_of_gaming. We have become a solely speedrun channel. I am speedrunning Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game.
Ooh,
we are currently in 5th place right now,
nice.
And that's
and
the
we're looking
NES port, right? Not the
NES port.
Arcade game.
That's actually the name of it, though. It's TMNT2, the arcade game, the NES game. But
that's why I knew it was the NES game, because that's the one that has that title.
but it's been an amazing ride. Since I started this, a lot of speedrunners have found my channel and have been encouraging me and uplifting me.
So awesome.
So the speedrun community it's my first official grind of a speedrun. I did Mega Man X for a little bit, just for a little bit. But yeah, that's where you can find me on twitch.tv.
Nice.
Very cool.
And Cool Deluxe, where can people find you? And is there anything cool you got going on? Or
Yeah. So people can find me on Twitter at Cool Deluxe. That's QOOLDELUXX, like 20XX.
20XX.
And I'm actually working on various game projects, but probably one of the closest to being finished is a visual novel game.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is that the
More details to come later?
That sounds
okay.
interesting.
I was going to say what I remember the title being, but I'll leave those details to you then.
For that one, you'll have to check out the previous podcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which was I don't know the number.
I was about to know what game was that? Was that Mario World?
Mario Kart. Super Mario Kart.
Super Mario Kart.
Yeah,
okay.
Mario Kart. Yeah.
Awesome. Which was retrorewindpodcast.com/turn94. But yeah, thank you so much, Charlie. Thank you so much, Kitos, and my awesome mega friend, Paul, and all you rewinders, new or old, for another fun voyage.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on again.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks for having me on again too, Francisco.
Yeah, you bet, Paul.
Yeah, you can find me, pauljpowers.com, at pauljpowers.com.
And you can find me on our Discord for show announcements or just to say hi. Join us there at retrorewindpodcast.com/Discord and check out the board game / card game I'm designing called Junkyard Juggernauts at junkyardjuggernauts.com.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box, a curated collection of podcasts, videos, and articles that will provide you a balanced meal of content. You will find culture celebrated for its past and future, satirized for its extremes, explored in study, and created anew in story. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
As Dr. Light just said, we are now part of the Culture Box Media Network. Find all the shows unpacking truth through story, comedy, and geekery at culturebox.media.
Thank you, EXO, and thank you all for listening. We pray you're more joyful today than when you first hit play. But like a Pokemon, we gotta catch you all for the next episode of the Retro Rewind Podcast.
Rewinders of the Lost Pod mission complete. Review audio ship's logs for more details.
You have won a temporary victory. X. What you destroyed was only a temporary body. My spirit remains intact. In time, I will find other bodies strong enough to do my bidding, and I will return. I shall see you soon, X. Very soon.
He's not dead?
He didn't die?
Now you can find him in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Right. Well, thank you everyone watching here. Zelda N64 fan said Mega Man Extreme for the GBC. Game Boy Color is also amazing. Oh, cool. I don't think I ever played that. But thank you for being here. And hopefully, for anyone who's new, Zelda N64 fan, RCX 1981, a gamer looks at 40 pod. Thank you all for hanging out. Everyone who's normally here, Ray Will, Cleva, Bobo, Ashley, Dale, let's see, Star Fox I think was in here earlier, Paul, Cool Deluxe, and
Whoa,
Book
Sigma's
of Gaming.
back.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for hanging out. We're going to now end the recording, go record our spiritual speculation. Let's see. Paul, give us a preview of what we might be talking about in spiritual speculation. What's your topic?
Ooh, so you know how Mega Man has upgrades to his armor?
Mhm.
We too spiritually have available upgrades to our armor.
Ooh, okay. So we'll be talking about that. Very nice. As well as some other topics from me and Charlie and maybe Kitos. So we'll catch you over there. If you want to have access to that content, sign up at retrorewindpodcast.com/support. But until next time, here is your stream face.
I like how Sigma there kind of looks like a Dragon Ball Z character.
It's like Lex Luthor Kryptonite version.
Oh, it's all three, maybe.
Good night, Bobo.
Oh, look at that.
There we go.
He has the what is that called? Not Dreamcast, DreamWorks grin smug thing.
Wow.
Why is the